the Kremlin just has no credibility. Announcement by the Czech Republic that they're going to provide a battalion's worth of wheeled 152 millimeter howitzers. France providing the AMX-10, which is a very good armored reconnaissance vehicle. Germany saying that they would provide, I think, 40 Marders, which is their infantry fighting vehicle. And then, of course, President Biden said the U.S. would provide a battalion's worth of Bradley fighting vehicles. If they retain Crimea, they'll continue to block commercial shipping that would be going up into Azov Sea, where Ukraine's other two biggest ports. I don't know why any of us should be pressing Ukraine to accept any sort of settlement where Russia still controls Crimea.
Well, let's start with this promise of a Christmas truce from President Putin. Of course, in Russia and Ukraine, Christmas is a wee bit later. Tell us what's happened with this, Ben.
Well, I think everybody recognized immediately that this was a stunt by the president of the Russian Federation. Nobody took him serious. And of course, Russian forces absolutely did not cease fire, although they had said they would do so unilaterally. So I think that this is a reflection that the Kremlin just has no credibility with anybody outside of Russia.
And let's now turn to where we are in terms of weaponry, particularly around armoured vehicles, because we've got France and Germany who are going to be sending armoured vehicles this week. Do you think that support will escalate to providing tanks soon?
Well, I certainly hope that tanks are coming soon. This was a terrific week for Ukraine and for the West. Announcement by the Czech Republic that they're going to provide a battalion's worth of wheeled 152 millimeter howitzers. France providing the AMX-10, which is a very good armored reconnaissance vehicle. Germany saying that they would provide, I think, 40 Marders, which is their infantry fighting vehicle. And then, of course, President Biden said the U.S. would provide a battalion's worth of Bradley fighting vehicles. So basically, you're looking at everything you need for an armored brigade, which could be the fist, the iron fist for the next phase of the Ukrainian counteroffensive.
And if and when, there can be an end point of this, in your mind, for the Ukrainian people, for the Ukrainian leadership and the military, is ending this 100% on Ukrainian terms, or is there any wriggle room for any kind of deal?
Look, I assume there's always give and take in certain sort of things, but I can't imagine that Kyiv would or should accept Russia retaining control of Crimea or any part of Crimea. Now, when you look at that map, if Russia sits on Crimea, they will always have a launching pad into the southern part of Ukraine. So air base, they already have sanctuary there because we haven't provided weapons that allow Ukraine to reach into Crimea and hit those airfields and the Navy base at Sevastopol. Eventually they'll get there, but they don't have them yet. So if Russia retains that, then they'll always be able to do what they're doing right now. And we know from the past 20 or 30 years, that's exactly what they will do. And they can also disrupt anything coming in and out of Odessa. If they retain Crimea, they'll continue to block commercial shipping that would be going up into Azov Sea, where Ukraine's other two biggest ports, Mariupol and Verdansk, sit. So there's no way to rebuild the Ukrainian economy if Russia sits in Crimea. And also, of course, Russia will claim exclusive economic zone around the Crimean Peninsula, which would prevent Ukraine from exploiting any of the gas that's underneath the Black Sea seabed. So from an economic standpoint, as well as a security standpoint, I don't know why any of us should be pressing Ukraine to accept any sort of settlement where Russia still controls Crimea.